Don't buy a watch before you finish this video. Seriously, pause whatever you're doing right now. If you're scrolling for that one piece that makes you look like you've got your life together, even when you're still building it, stick around, because the wrong choice will cost you money, time, and worst of all, credibility. Most guys chase the wrong thing. They think bigger, shinier, more expensive equals success. They end up with something that screams effort instead of quiet power. I'm going to show you one watch that flips the script. It makes strangers assume you're further along than you are. It sits on your wrist like it belongs there, and it does all that without demanding a second mortgage. But here's the catch. Most men never find it because they're too busy copying what they see on Instagram or in boardrooms. They miss the real secret. Let's start with the truth nobody wants to admit. A watch isn't just a timekeeper, it's a signal. When a man walks into a room, people notice three things fast: his shoes, his handshake, and his wrist. That last one hits deeper than you think. A great watch says discipline. It says attention to detail. It says you value quality over flash. A bad one says the opposite, or worse, it says nothing at all. Most guys get stuck in one of two camps. Camp 1, they buy cheap quartz junk that looks like a toy. It's practical, sure, but it whispers, "I didn't care enough to do better." Camp 2, they jump straight to luxury and drop 5 or 10 grand on something that feels like overcompensation. Tick for the first group, practical but forgettable. Talk for the second, expensive but obvious. Here's what no one tells you. You don't need to spend a fortune to project success. The difference between looking average and looking established often comes down to proportion, finish, and restraint. Not carrots, not complications, restraint. Think about the last time you met someone who carried himself like he owned the place. Chances are he wasn't dripping in gold. He had one quiet detail that stood out: a clean haircut, a crisp shirt, and a watch that didn't fight for attention. It just belonged. That's the psychology. People don't clock the price tag. They clock the confidence it gives you, and confidence is magnetic. Now let's talk real life. Picture this. You're walking into a job interview. Not entry-level, mid-career, the kind where they're sizing you up for leadership. The hiring manager glances at your wrist for a half second. If it's a smartwatch buzzing with notifications, it says scattered. If it's a gaudy chronograph with 3 subdials and a rainbow bezel, it says trying too hard. But if it's a slim steel piece with clean lines and subtle texture, it says composed, focused, ready. Or imagine date night. You're across the table from someone sharp. She notices the watch before the second drink. A heavy gold piece with diamonds says, "Look at me." A plastic digital says, "I gave up." But a balanced automatic with a bracelet that drapes just right, it says, "I've got taste and I don't need to prove it." That difference changes the energy of the night. So what separates the watches that elevate you from the ones that drag you down? Let's break it down. First, design. The best ones borrow from history without copying. They feel timeless, not trendy. Integrated bracelets, where the case flows into the links, are having a moment for a reason. They look purposeful, sculpted, expensive. But most guys chase the wrong version. They buy homages that cut corners on finishing. The edges feel sharp. The links pinch. It looks close until someone looks close. Craftsmanship matters more than specs. A watch can have a fancy movement, but if the case is poorly brushed or the dial printing is uneven, it fails the wrist test. You want polishing that catches light just enough, brushing that feels deliberate, details that reward the owner, not just the viewer. Movement is next. Quartz is accurate. It's cheap. It's convenient. Tick if you need a beater for the gym. But for signaling success, mechanical wins. There's something primal about a watch that lives on your wrist, powered by your motion. Automatic movements say self-sufficiency. You wind it with life, not batteries. And when it's a good one, it runs for days without you touching it. That's quiet power. Durability seals the deal. You're not babying this thing. It needs to handle rain, travel, the occasional bump. Sapphire crystal is non-negotiable. It resists scratches better than anything short of diamond. Water resistance around 100 meters means you don't panic at the pool or in a storm. Solid caseback, good seals, thoughtful construction. These aren't luxuries. They're basics for something you'll wear every day.
Now, the myth most guys believe, bigger is better. Wrong. Oversized cases look like you're compensating. A 40mm watch with balanced proportions wears bigger than a 44mm monster. Slim profile is key. Thick watches bunch up under cuffs and feel clumsy. Thin ones slide under a shirt and disappear when you want them to. Another myth. Gold screams wealth. Sometimes. But steel is more versatile. It ages gracefully. It works with jeans or a suit. Rose gold or yellow gold can feel costume if the rest of the watch is entry level. Steel says confidence without apology. Here's where it gets interesting. There's one watch right now that nails all of this. It's Swiss-made, it's automatic, it's slim, it's got that integrated bracelet that looks like it costs 5 times what it does. It's the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. Let me paint the picture. The case is 40 millimeters across, but only about 11 millimeters thick. It slips under any cuff without resistance. The bracelet tapers perfectly, hugging the wrist like it was custom. No sharp edges, no play in the links, just smooth flow. The dial is the star. That waffle texture catches light in a way flat dials never do. It adds depth without being busy. The hands and markers are clean, faceted just enough to feel premium. Superluminova makes it legible at night without glowing like a kid's toy. And the date window sits at 3 o'clock, balanced, unobtrusive. Flip it over. The see-through caseback shows the Powermatic 80. This is no generic ETA clone. It's Tissot's in-house automatic with an 80-hour power reserve. That means you can take the weekend off, Friday night to Monday morning, and it keeps ticking. The Nivacron hairspring resists magnetic fields better than traditional ones. Accuracy stays tight. It's reliable in the real world. Water resistance is 100 meters. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. 316L stainless steel that polishes up beautifully. Quick release bracelet so you can swap straps in seconds. No tools needed. Price? Around $700 to $850, depending on where you shop. That's it. For that money, you're getting Swiss automatic craftsmanship that punches way above its class. Guys who see it assume it's $3,000 or more. They notice the finishing, the proportions, the quiet confidence. Compare that to the alternatives. Tick, spend $10,000 on a Rolex Oyster Perpetual. It's great, but you're paying for the name as much as the watch. Talk, grab a $200 homage with a Miyota movement. It looks similar from across the room. Up close, corners cut everywhere. The bracelet rattles. The dial looks flat. The magic dies. Or take smartwatches. Tick if you want fitness tracking and notifications. Talk if you want people to see you as polished and timeless. A screen on your wrist says tech guy. A mechanical says man who values tradition. The PRX reissue came from Tissot's archives. The original launched in 1978, peak integrated sports watch era. They called it PRX for precise, robust 10 atmospheres. It was built for men who wanted elegance without fragility. In 2021, Tissot brought it back, updated the movement, kept the soul. Now, in 2026, it's still the one guys reach for when they want to level up without going broke. I've seen it in the wild. A buddy of mine wore one to a networking event. Mid-30s, grinding in sales, not yet at the top. People gravitated to him. One guy asked, "Is that a new AP?" He smiled, said Tissot, and the conversation kept rolling. No awkwardness, just respect. Another time, a client meeting. The CEO glanced at his wrist, nodded, and the tone shifted. Subtle, but real. That's what this watch does. It opens doors without you saying a word. Is it perfect? Nothing is. The bezel is fixed, not rotating. If you dive seriously, look elsewhere. The power reserve is generous, but it's not an in-house movement with weeks of autonomy. But for daily life, office, weekends, travel, it's damn near ideal. Most important, it makes you feel sharper. You catch yourself checking the time with purpose. You sit a little straighter. You speak a little clearer. That's the real ROI. Confidence compounds. So, here's the final decision. If you want a watch that makes you look successful even when you're still building the empire, the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 is the move. It's smart, it's restrained, it's powerful in the quietest way. Before you buy your next watch, remember this. Success isn't about the loudest signal. It's about the right one. Check the link below if you want to see it for yourself. Grab one before the next batch sells out. They move fast. And comment below. Tick if this is the one for you. Talk if you're going another direction. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp.